Abba Father, our Abba Father, just wait for us every day to start speaking to Him, to be one with Him. So, when you wake up in the morning, I think one of the greatest things to do is to acknowledge God. When you open your eyes in the morning, to acknowledge Him as the great I am, Most High God, God of the universe, you are my God. King of kings, Lord of lords, I want to thank you. I want to love you. I want to sit with you. I want to give you my attention. I want to be there. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to understand. And I just want to give you glory. I want to give you glory through everything I do. I want to give you glory through the way I treat people. I want to give you glory and to give you my whole life. This is how we have to start our day. This is how we build a relationship with someone. It is so, so sad to see how we just need God in the times that we are needy. And I am so, so thankful for the kingdom coaching that God opened up for me when He saw that, I wouldn't be able to speak. God just quickly prompted my spirit to start the kingdom coaching, and He said to me, just be there, just pray, just walk the journey, just guide my people, just show them the truth, just tell them the truth, because sometimes nobody tells you the truth. And the word says, not even the amount of demons I get out of you, it is the truth that sets people free. And for me, that is such a blessing. But as I'm talking to people, I see this one thing stand out again and again and again. And this is it. People will live their lives just being a Christian, pray whenever I need God. But when the carpet is pulled out underneath us all, that is the time when God really, really get our attention. And then we run to Him and say, okay, what's going on here? And I want you to listen to me today. The greatest sickness on earth today, the greatest, not COVID-19, not even cancer, is a broken heart. Everybody suffer from a broken heart. And then there are different medications that people take for a broken heart. So the one will be alcohol, the other one will be puffed up, the other one will be shopping, the other one will be just buying whatever I can have just to get it all. The one can be cheating, the one can be sex. It can be so many things. Medications that people take to soothe this wound, because it's one of the deepest wounds people can have. Now, you can fill it with fleshly medicine, but there are spiritual medicine. I'm talking about demonic now, that people also take. You can become addictive to sex in the spirit as well, You can have a sexual spiritual husband and spiritual wife that come and fill those dry places at night. Yes, there are many ways that people get addicted, things that people get addicted to. But I believe that all these addictions builds walls, so that we cannot get to the true brokenness deep within. Now, you know what? When I get, I have kind of a long breath, but believe me, I also get tired. So sometimes when the journey gets really, really tough, because all this brokenness is just so deep and so layered with generation stuff as well. So we've prayed and we worked through 16 years of stuff, and we took this prayer book and, everything that the Lord taught me, and Sanette with her journey, and we put it in this book. And I'm telling you, the layers just start breaking for me as well as Aldo. And in my life, deep things that was hidden from me. Somebody can keep a secret from you, but your body carry the score, and it will come out eventually. And all those things came out, and I had to deal with it. And the same with Aldo. He had to deal with stuff. He had to deal with all his brokenness. So I know that book really is going to break the walls. But it's going to look hard, and you're going to need to deal with hard stuff. But it's actually so amazing, because in this, I have learned that, wow, man, we are filled with layers of ourselves, layers of generation stuff, layers of addiction. So it's just to cover the amount of brokenness within. But Jesus says, I want you to call me into the dry place. I want you to bring out the dry places to me. So what I was going to say about the kingdom coaching is, I see how people, when they really hit the floor, they cry out to God. And when we then want to go to the wound, it's like a hard rock sitting in front of you, and they can't move. And it's all because of these layers. Now I want to speak to you a little bit today about your heart as you're listening to me. Maybe you've lost a child. Maybe you are the hardened one. You can't cry. You are just so angry. You're so full of law. You can't even hug your children. You can't even have a smile. You can't have joy. You're just so broken. I want you to know today that Jesus wants you to go and sit with him under a tree, under the shadow of the Almighty God, the King of the universe. He says, I long to sit with you, and I want you to hide under my shadow. If you can just give me a few minutes a day, you know, that can change your life. I will change your perspective, how you see things. I can change your thoughts, because, you know, as a man think he is, so he is. And these dark thoughts become your destiny. And God says we can design our destiny. We can call the things that are not as though they are. We need to speak and create our destiny through God. This is why he wants us to sit with him. I want to teach you the deeper things. I want to teach you my heart. I want to show you things like he showed Abram. Come, I know this is how you feel deep within your tent, but I want to take you out and I want to show you things. I want to tell you the authority I gave you. I want to show you the authority. I want to show you how I answer prayers. But bring your prayer, bring your petition. Sit with me. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear the cry of your heart. You know, so many times we think when we sit with Jesus, we just need to talk and say what we need. He wants to hear the cry of our heart. I honestly believe that tears have a wonderful sound, a sound that only God, a voice, a language that only our Abba Father understands. I read to you in Proverbs 2, verse 2. Listen what he's saying. Train your heart to listen when I speak. Train your heart to listen. Do you know what part of you will hear God's voice? Your heart. Your heart is your spirit. Train your spirit to hear God's voice. Train your heart to hear God's voice. We want to hear outside, but God says, no, train your heart to hear God's voice. And open your spirit wide to expand discernment. And then pass it on to your sons and your daughters. For if you keep seeking it like a man would seek for silver, searching in hidden places for this treasure, then you will discover the fear of the Lord and find the true knowledge of God. Wisdom is a gift from a generous God. And he's want to give this gift to generation to generation to generation. And his word speaks full revelation, and it becomes a fountain of understanding within you. For the Lord has hidden a storehouse of wisdom. He made it accessible for his godly lovers. A storehouse of wisdom within us. I just love, love, love. Every morning after I've acknowledged my Abba, love him, pour out my love on him, I always ask him. I ask of the wisdom, like Solomon asked you for wisdom. Lord, I ask you for that wisdom. when I speak to people, that I can pinpoint what is going on, Lord, that I can look deeper through the veils that they pretend. And I'm telling you, it is so hard. I sit with beautiful people, but these walls are so hard and they keep you from going in. And I keep on asking the Lord, show me a way to go through that. And God is starting to teach me, as I've learned with Aldo, God is teaching me with people as well. Go through those walls, Retah. And go into that hidden storehouse every day and get wisdom. He becomes your personal bodyguard as you follow his ways. Even us here in Africa, sometimes people will say to me, but Retah, it is so strange when I visit around the world and I visit friends and I always look, is it safe to leave my bag here? Is it safe? And they look at me so strange. And I said, I'm sorry, but it's so in you to always look around. And one day the Lord gave me this scripture. He says, I become your personal bodyguard as you follow my ways. Isn't that amazing? And now I'm not afraid. I'm telling you, yes, it's not always easy. It's not always pleasant. You have to be careful. You have to do certain things. But I know that I have him as my personal bodyguard. He's protecting and guarding you as you choose what is right. Do you hear that? As you choose what is right, he's with you. But if you walk out of underneath this umbrella, you need to choose what is right. So we love the Lord, but we make the wrong choices. And we are open for demonic attack. So God says, choose the right choices. He becomes your personal bodyguard as you follow his ways, protecting and guarding you as you choose what is right. Now, even in the journey that I walked with Aldo, there was a part of him that kept the trauma in the 12. And I'm telling you, 16 years that I battled for this one. 16 years. And the Lord just kept on saying to me, you're not going to ever quit, because I walked after one little part. Go after him, go after him. And I tell you, when we found him, it wasn't a pleasant, something beautiful that we saw. There was so much pain, so much anger, so much generational stuff, so much that came out. And we are still busy with that, still. Yes, so I know sometimes people say, Retah, can you quickly pray? Sometimes I pray for months with people and then we just got the legality out of the way. Yes, I'm telling you that. Why? Because your generations never went through the wilderness, never opened through and break doors open. No, so you sit with a lot of stuff. I go on in verse 10, he says, and when wisdom wins your heart and revelation breaks in, this is where the walls break. True pleasure enters your soul. So we need God's wisdom to break that wall, and then his revelation to come in there, and his revelation to open up understanding and to bring out our wounds to the surface. And then true pleasure will come in. And if you choose to follow good counsel, divine design will watch over you, and understanding will protect you from making poor choices. I love the book of Proverbs, isn't it? I wish my Josh would read it, because I tell him to read it. I just don't always know if they do. But it is just amazing. I wish I did that when I was that young. That God's Spirit could lead us. My dear friend, it is weekend. It is a rest time. Go into God's peace. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. It doesn't matter what you face. God is our bodyguard and he's right here with us. So may you have a pleasant time in the rest of our Abba Father. So God's will, we speak Monday.